Well, hello there, Bill. Good to see you.
Good to see you too.
Well, we're coming off of spring break. It's that time of year, so you look well rested.
Yep. Nope. Vacation is over. It's time for the kids to get back to school.
I feel you. And guess what also happens when kids go back to school? Parents decide to list their houses because
Yeah.
it's that shift in season for us, right? Like this is our very busy season in Arizona, and a lot of our school districts have a year-round calendar. So that means they get out like mid to late May, but the kids are going back. Those kiddos are going back like mid-July.
Okay.
So there's not a lot of time in there, and parents are like, okay, if I've got to move and go on vacation, we have this very limited time. So we see a big pickup, and I can see that this week. We went from like 24,000 listings being active, and now I think we're like close to 27,000. So it's that time of year.
Yep. Yep. No, it gives the parents time to get the house ready now that the kids are back in the school. And
Mhm.
it set up that house for success to
Yeah.
sell. And now, yeah, this is the time when things move in Arizona.
Well, I
Uh,
know I'm set up on a list and how it's like I have an Awatuki hot list. I see everything that comes on the market. On Thursday, something like 40 listings popped up.
mm.
It was crazy. I'm like, because I have this, and it just sent me an email of all this. Is like scroll, scroll, scroll. I'm like, oh, it's been a while since I've seen this many at one time. So
Yep. It
competition
comes in
out
waves.
there. Yeah.
Yeah, no, more opportunity, more chances, especially for buyers to really get out there and buy what they want, I think.
Well, but we have to be careful because in if your listing is priced well and it is in really good condition with any updates, we've been saying this for a long time, and the listings I've done that have done that this past few weeks, they're going for over a list price.
Mhm,
Competition, it's so you know, people like the question I think we get asked all the time. The same way your core first question is always, "What are the rates?" or "How are the rates?"
mhm,
Ours is always, "What's the market like?"
yep,
People ask that, but most people see things on a national level. So Arizona is such a different animal. Like where some markets swing like this, we swing like this, right? Like there are giant. We have super powerful, strong seller markets. We have we've had really a strong buyer markets, and then they kind of just keep going back and forth. And we had been in a seller's market for a very long time, and
yep,
now about half of our markets are back to a seller market. About a little less than half, and a little less than half of our buyer markets still. And there's a little small percentage that are balanced markets.
yep,
So everything right now is so hyper local. Like where are you looking? What are your price points? Because here too, we have that inverted curve where anything up to like 600,000 is very popular. Then it goes like 6 to 900. Then you go out to this luxury market of 1 million and up, and then it does this. So if you're the 600 to 900,000 dollar buyer, you probably don't have as much competition. But before five and over one,
mhm.
there's competition.
Well, yeah, I always say the list price isn't exactly what the house is gonna sell for in the end either,
Uh-uh.
right?
No.
And you hit it on the head. Price right, set up for success, you there is the potential that you're gonna have multiple offers, right? It's a desirable house. Now, the ones that are not priced right or aren't set up for success, condition the home or what have you, those are gonna sit for a little bit. And that what I'm seeing is that a lot of sellers, some are in a position that they have to move right now. I feel like that needle is moving, but a lot of
Mhm.
them don't have to because they have lower rates too, right?
Yeah.
They get hit, hold on to it, trying to turn a rental property, right? But they're looking this, they want to move up. A lot of the clients I'm working with, they're bursting at the seams. They've been
Yeah.
waiting. They've been waiting for these rates to all of a sudden be back into the twos, which will never happen again. But
No.
but they've been waiting, and now they have two more kids or another kid, and they are bursting at the seams. They need to make a move right this second.
Well,
Um,
you know what? I've also seen people who want to downsize. Cost of water has gone up, cost of
oh yeah,
utilities.
over.
So for some folks, yeah, Gilbert is a great example of the cost of water and how people are seeing that move there. Um, and for some folks, that weighs heavily. What does it take to maintain my home on a monthly basis? And if you're empty nesters and if it's just two, three people in a house that's 4,000, 3,000 square feet, that may not make a lot of sense. If you have a big yard, if you have a lot of plants, if you have a pool, those are all things that cost money. And maybe that's not money you want to be flushing, into your home. Maybe you prefer to travel at this point in your life. Maybe you want to downsize. So what does it cost to maintain your home is you got to think of that when you're okay. I got this great rate, but if it costs me $1,000 a month to maintain my house, maybe those two don't match. And so the
What's the point
higher
of
rate
just
may be better.
compare the opportunities, right?
Right.
And
Yeah,
see what the client is trying to achieve. I know you
exactly.
work very well with that. I work well with that. It's like, let's listen to you and then let's give you some options, some solutions. Then it's up to them to make the decision, right? But I think that in this Arizona market, when you look hyper into Arizona market, ignore the big headlines because headlines are averages of the nation, which is
Mhm.
completely
Right.
different. If you go
It's
straight
very
into
different.
Arizona, this market is moving.
Hmm.
People are accepting the interest rates what they're at. They're
Yep.
accepting those payments,
Yep.
raises. I've seen it. Raises are finally coming through to
Yeah.
help that cost of living increase.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's the selling market right now. Like it is the buying season. Well, weather was nice for about a week and a half. Unfortunately,
Weather.
tonight,
I didn't talk about the weather's been on this topic, literally.
yeah,
For the
literally the
time
hottest
for the
topic.
for noticing of the timing of this recording, for future as well. Understand we are in the hottest month on record ever recorded apart, and it's not just us, it's across the country too, right? There are some parts that this is the highest number they've ever recorded this time of year. So
Park
we're in a
City
very
where, I mean, there's no
yes.
snow left and it's melting away.
Mhm.
Like there's just
Yep.
no, yeah, it's very, very warm spring.
It is
But
I know, well, dude, it's still winter.
yeah, it's still winter. But there's still plenty of
So
stuff to do here. You can still go to baseball. You can
yes.
still, yeah, you got all these events going on.
Yeah, there's still a
And
ton of spring training. Well, not spring training, but like there's still things here, but just be prepared. Reload some luck.
yeah, bring sunblock, bring a band, bring a mister.
There you go.
But there's plenty of opportunity out here. And that's what I enjoy so much about Arizona is that I have friends in different states that are slow. I have friends in different states that are way busier than me too, right?
Yeah.
It just depends on the state. But Arizona, just it's moving, it's shaking, and there's some great opportunity for buyers and sellers right now
Well, I just
to
want to
get
share.
out
So
there.
Tina Tambor and John and Michael Orr, we've mentioned them before. They are
Mhm.
the people who run the Cromford Report, and we're very fortunate. This is very specific to only our MLS, so ARMLS, the Arizona Regional Multiple Listing Service, and they are statisticians, and they are amazing at what they do. So we're very fortunate to have this organization give us projected data, current data, historical data, and most recently, she's talking about like the buyer and sellers markets and balance markets. And so here are the sellers markets: Fountain Hills, Chandler, Gilbert, Phoenix, Scottsdale, Mesa, Glendale, Tempe, Cave Creek, Apache Junction, Anthem, El Mirage, and Laveen. Laveen is hot. One of the hottest ones: Fountain Hills, Chandler, Gilbert. They're they're doing significantly well. I mean, better than they have been. Fountain Hills is number one right now. Your buyers markets are Goodyear, Santan, Surprise, Queen Creek, Buckeye, and Maricopa, along with Sun City, Litchfield Park, Sun City West, Gold Canyon, Sun Lakes, Tolleson, Arizona City, and Casa Grande. So those are your buyers markets. That's where you still have some availability and maybe offering getting a little few concessions, maybe sleeping on it for a minute. And then your balance markets are Peoria, Avondale, and Paradise Valley. Really, just those three markets are in that kind of balance area. So
Mm.
interesting how we have shifted more markets into the sellers market again by quite a bit. Like
Oh
what are
yeah,
the by Phoenix by 10%. So we're seeing some swings there. So this
the
is
West Side used to be a heavy buyers market, and that's starting to swing. What it sounds like too.
yeah, the West Side is West Side is so interesting because it will literally swing buyers and sellers markets. I feel like it's on a weekly basis some days. Uh it's I mean, you could hardly touch anything over there. Then it became, okay, now you can go get anything you want over there. And then it became, well, maybe not all parts of the week. It's, again, this is the hyper local part, right? Like
It's
this is the things that we're good at, that we're going to help you understand
mhm.
what you're looking for, and does that fit your scenario. I had someone who, just because you want it doesn't mean you can really necessarily talk it into existence. I mean, I'm a firm believer of manifestation, but a $400,000 house with a pool, 4 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, or two and a half, single level. in Chandler, I can't make that happen. That's,
Yeah.
turnkey. We just can't do that. If that gets put on the market at 400,000, I promise you it's going to go to over six. It's just, uh, I guess if someone weirdly like, and I guess could have, and you can inherit a property like that, but it would be very hard for us to be fine. Really that demand. So that's why we
Right.
always got to be super, super aware of your goals and keeping someone informed because I think that's so important that people are realistic in our market too.
100%. Can't agree more.
So, all right. So we're not going to wait on rates. We're going to
Yep.
see that now it's going to get a little bit more competitive. We're going to be paying attention to the buyer seller market. And again, for sellers, please, if your real estate agent is telling you things to do that's going to help your home sell, it's
Do
best to
it.
do them when the real estate agent tells you, not, after the fact every time. And because you chase the market down. Like I know our goal is always to get a house to sell within 2 weeks of listing it, you know, and I'm hearing, this is a big piece. Like a lot of people want to know the feedback from other agents or the feedback from buyers and sellers. We may see feedback go away completely because there's some liability when agents or represent buyers give feedback to a seller's agent if it isn't written by the buyer that we're allowed to do that. So there's some talk about, is that like an antiquated method of even doing business anymore? If you can't figure out what's wrong with your house or your agent can't help you, but we've been seeing a lot more broker open houses, which is great, right? Like bring a bunch of agents through, have them give some feedback. But my suggestion is do that like in the very beginning because if there's you don't want to chase the market. This is not the place to have your house sitting for longer than average days. So listen to your agent. My biggest piece from today
Yep.
because that helps everybody. And we
100%.
started doing for our team. We now do buyer inspections. We pay for the seller inspections. We're putting that as part of our package to sellers because this is where we lose the most people is the inspection period when buyers and sellers do not agree on what should be or shouldn't be fixed. Roofs are a hot topic right now. Roofs are not getting old roofs, even if they don't leak. Insurance is not covering them. If you buy a new house, your insurance is not going, or your premiums are stupid.
Hmm.
So a house with an original roof may be a problem. So sellers, I know you're saying your roof doesn't leak, but you may not be able to sell that property. Buyers, you may be able to buy because your insurance may not cover it.
Or
So
the insurance is too much and increase that debt to income.
exactly. So, well, that's all I have for today. But do you have anything else, Bill?
No. Let's have a great week.
Yeah, absolutely. We hope you have a great weekend. We'll see you next time.